Next from James Haitian. Subject is Alexander. I don't know if it's K100 that said it, but it was this show or Bischoff that said that Tony Khan signs people simply so that WWE can't have them. And that's usually the end of his booking plans for them. I really have to know what you think about how Tony Khan has used Josh Alexander, because I remember reading that Tony Khan made him a significant counter offer to what WWE offered him. And considering Josh's kids, I totally respect that he went where the money was. But I can't understand why Tony Khan signed him. He brought him in to do a job on his debut, and really, that seems like it's going to be the peak of his career. What do you guys think? P.S. Konnan, is it true that WWE didn't want you at the AAA announcing at Mania because they just assumed Disco would cut you off as soon as you started saying something interesting? Block me. 4 weeks. All right, let's do it. 4 weeks, James Haitian. 4 weeks. If you want to play that game, James Haitian, you're getting blocked for 4 weeks. Bro, I don't know what the whole Don Callis family is just. I don't know what Tony is completely undervaluing that group. Like, Don should be on TV cutting in-ring promos way more often and do way more storylines. It's like there's no real storylines for that group. It's just like they all hate Will Ospreay and they all hate the good guys, but there's no like personal issues or anything, that they could be playing off of.
If
So I don't know.
Two things I'm really looking forward to when AEW does their residency at the ECW arena, 2300 arena.
Are you going to be going to some of those shows, Joe?
I'll probably go to some of them. Yeah.
We need you there as an on-air correspondent.
Yeah, I'll check
as
out
an on-site correspondent.
Right. I'll check out some.
And you do need to be Joe. Bring your shirts and sell the Delco Joe Feeney shirts
outside the building.
Yeah, I would go there and gimmick and just be Delco Joe Feeney, DJF.
Yeah.
What does your shirt say, by the way? Is that a Tony Soprano shirt?
Yeah, Tony Soprano.
What does it say?
It's a famous bit from the show where he's.
But what are the word? What does he say?
I only like the ones with some pulp. This is too much pulp.
That's the shirt you're wearing?
Yeah. Ben would get it. Ben would get it. It's like an inside, whatever. But when it comes to AEW at the arena, I'm really looking forward to Jericho being in the arena again, because I don't think he's been there since '96, right? And then Don Callis returning to the arena because he was the most over heel there for a number of years.
Bro, let me tell you about this Josh Alexander thing, right? So he brings Josh in. He loses in his first match. I'm okay with that because you can still, if you got a good story behind it. But there really was no story behind it. Then they throw him into Don Callis' family. And, bro, he looks out of place. Like, I hate when they put groups together that don't look like they really hang out with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a very odd group, kind of like the Dungeon of Doom. Not that odd. But it's, and the only guy that's really had an issue there is with Will Ospreay. But you're right. They don't have any rivalries. They don't look like they even
like fit gel, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There's no camaraderie there. There's no interaction between the group.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do.
Promo on the match is coming up, right? Yeah.
I don't know what to do with Josh Alexander. Let me give him the Don. I don't know what to do with this Australian guy. What's his name? The heavyset guy. No, the other guy that got
Mark
hurt.
Davis.
I don't know what to do with I'll throw him in here. I don't know what to do with Kyle. I'll throw him in here. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It says here in an interview with Josh that he suggested being a part of the Don Callis family.
Yeah, Kai.
What to do, yeah.
Next is from Kevin Gilroy.
Oh, it's not a good suggestion. Let me just say that.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. And there's more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC. And in between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino. All the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino action. So BetOnline, the game starts here. All right, so the AEW Dynamite had to cut some interesting things on the show. All right.
And here goes quarters.
You got quarters? Wow. This is a big opening tag match. Nobody really cared. 689. That's they're not. What's the actual number, by the way?
I can't get it while that's on the screen. But
it's got to be like 650, 660 something.
One or something.
Yeah. Well, you just look at 60. Yeah, like 6. Yeah. So
682.
All right. Yeah. What were the last, like 620 or something like that?
It was like 627 2 weeks in a row. Remember?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? So Osprey and Hangman Page against Josh Alexander and Takeshita. It's funny because when Osprey made the comment recently that they blow away the work in the WWE, like everybody can't hold a candle to their wrestlers. Dude, I don't. I'm sorry. This style, okay, of constantly thigh slapping. Now they're throwing all looking forearms all the time, and they're slapping their thighs on the forearms now too. And it just looks like these guys don't know how to fight for real. Like none of them. Like they're doing the forearm spot constantly. Nobody's selling it. Every once in a while, Osprey will take a good bump on one of the forearms. Like he'll sell one of them. But it's just like this seems like a very easy style to teach like any amateur. Like I'm watching what they do, and it's like the strikes don't look detailed, and they're throwing a lot of them in the match, and it does not look good to me. And I'm a trained professional wrestler that trains other people, and I'm like watching them, and I would literally like to pull these guys into a room and say, let me show you how to do this correctly. Let me show you how to sell the forearm. If a guy's if you're gonna forearm a guy in the face 15 to 20 times during the match, the guy's never gonna sell it. Like, what did you like? And that's constantly throughout the show. That just looks like guys that don't know what they're doing out there. The only guys that really are detailed with stuff like that is when FTR comes out, because they're throwing and selling every strike they're doing, and it looks good. But the rest of these guys, I'm just like, ugh. So go ahead.
Yeah, like
what do you think about that, Konnan?
Yeah, go ahead, Konnan.
Well, I just think that, we came from an era where people punched and it looked more realistic. Because I remember the Stooges, Pat Patterson and Jerry Briscoe, they would punch, and they punched better than anybody in the company at 60 years old and retired and out of shape, right?
Right.
But I almost feel that the influence of New Japan Wrestling, especially in AEW, okay, they do all of that, and maybe younger fans don't mind it because they didn't grow up on the punching we grew up with. Right? But there's nothing better than, and we've seen videos of Jerry Lawler and different people that knew how to punch. There's nothing better than when somebody knows how to punch. It just makes the match look way more realistic.
Well, it's 100%. Because there was actually a spot late in this show where FTR, Dax threw a punch on the guy, and it looked like and he sold it. It looked like he dropped the guy with a shoe punch.
Right.
And it was like the only good looking shot. Like it stuck out like a sore thumb on all the other work. But once again, Josh Alexander. Go ahead.
On the forearm slapping the leg forearms subject, like you said, as a trained pro, it's offensive to you, DI. But I can tell you from talking to casual fans that that's enough to make them change the channel. It's too fake for them. This is too.
Yeah. And you know who does it too? I watched a match. But Cross is doing that too now.
He's slapping on the forearm.
He slaps his thigh on the forearms now. Bro, you gotta. I mean, it looks like you just like when you do that, you look like you're doing like the work in the AEW guys. The AEW guys are drawing.
His gimmick should not be doing that.
You got to make it so I don't notice.
Here's the thing:
I don't want to notice.
You should, if you throw a super kick and you slap the thigh, and the guy sells it like he just got super kick right in the chin, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But these guys are even the girls now. These little back kicks where you kick the person in the stomach. And you're slapping your thigh, bro. That's not a boot to the stomach is not going to make that sound.
Right.
Like they're making sounds that would not exist in the context of what they're trying to sell.
They're trying to get pops.
It doesn't. I'm just saying. Okay, so this was.
Well, I will say, they did the same thing we've seen a million times in both companies. The two guys that can't get along.
Right. You got a match coming up against each other. Now they're tagging, so of course they're not. They're going to be leery of like, were you trying to get me there? Like,
so and then at the end, they almost fight.
Right.
But I will tell you this: this is my type of match. Taking out the bad forearms and the thigh slapping, I like this type of match. I thought all four of them looked good. I was reading this thing today on Twitter where they were like, oh, they're doing Josh Alexander wrong because he was champion of TNA. Okay, but he's not champion here, Right. And Don Callis was on commentary, which is always very enjoyable. Osprey, and I thought it was a little long too. How long was this match? Do you know?
18 minutes.
I thought that was a little long, but I liked the match a lot.
Most of the complaints I've seen about Josh, it's been, you don't have a guy lose his debut match. That's
Bro, he's lost like every match.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, they're bringing the guy in, they put him in faction, but you're just treating him like the jobber in the faction. Like we put a guy in the Don Callis, I mean, they could take the pins in the matches now.
He won a few tag matches. He drew with Brody King. He beat QT. Oh no, that was a Maple Leaf Pro. Never mind. Yeah, you're
Okay,
right.
I don't need to know all his matches.
Yeah. I just have.
Oh, by the way, did you see the house that Maple Leaf Pro drew?
Yeah.
Joe, try and find that. Pull that up on Twitter so we can give our boy Scott Demore some props here on this house. Because it was like it looked like an AEW crowd.
Right.
It was that many people. Did you see it?
No.
Well, what do you see this? Okay. So afterwards they try to get heat on him if they him and they did one good spot in the match. Okay, that was very well done. Is when Ospreay went for his sling blade on the guy on the ground. The guy ducked. Was on the ground behind him, and Ospreay missed hitting Page with the sling blade by that much, and they sold it. That was a good spot. But bro, look at that house.
Yeah. Well, Toronto's a historically wrestling city.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Yeah, good. Good to our boy Tuggles the Clown. Nothing.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.